Game in the SEC, man, effectively a playoff eliminator. Hate to say it for Oklahoma. Like they lose this, it's a pretty much it's a wrap, right? And how about Ty Simpson, man? It's the year he's been having. What I'm saying? Definitely a Heisman candidate. Everybody said that Fernando Mendoza had his Heisman moment last week against Penn State. Shout out to him. A game they struggled in, he was able to make the throws. He was able to do what he was supposed to do to help his team out, right? For Mendoza. But I think Todd Simpson equally is as important, right? Bama wouldn't be where they're at without him, right? Now, defense has been good, led by LT Overton. You got Dejon Lee stepping up and getting better and better, throughout the year, right? Really good linebackers as well. And I love how Alabama didn't allow that Florida State loss to sink them, right? They learned from it. Everybody was against them, was talking crap about them, and they're figuring it out, right? Ryan Williams is playing a little bit better, a little more consistent. Jeremy Nard has been really good this year for them. Isaiah Horton's starting to kind of come on a little bit. They got Jam Miller in the backfield, right? Like they got pieces to be really good. What I'm saying this year, and they're a deep team. I don't really see Bama really losing the rest of the year. They handled business, and it was an ugly win last week against LSU, 20-9. Offense wasn't as crisp as it usually is, but when you got a quarterback and Ty Simpson that can play in the big games, right? He performs at a high level. He's a leader, and he doesn't do too much with the ball, and he's not putting it in harm's way all the time. That helps you out a lot, and that's why this Alabama team is very important. Now, for Oklahoma, right? I do like their metal a little bit, right? In terms of you faced adversity, you've been able to come overcome some things, and you kept yourself relevant, right? Remember, at one point, this team was number one in total defense, right? It was one of the top defenses in forcing sacks, right? 7 sack, I think, performance against Auburn earlier this year, right? Um, they're playing well. What I'm nervous about is the team offensively has not looked as good as it should be, in my humble opinion, since Material's returned back from the injury, right? They've struggled. He struggled some too with the 7 interceptions. Remember, at one point in the year, y'all, he was considered a Heisman candidate, right? He was considered in that race, right? He's kind of regressed some since the injury, kind of forcing the ball a little bit, doing a little bit too much. And outside of him, like they don't really have that good of a running game. No disrespect to Blaylock, he's been rushing it well, but far too often Mateer has been that leading rusher for them. He's been that guy that's had to carry that mantle. When you play in Bama, you can't do that, right? We've seen a previous team try to do that in Vanderbilt and Diego Pavia. They shut it down, right? They shut it down and they made it tough for him. And they had 8-9 in the box. And they was like, okay, we're gonna make you try to beat us with our elite DBs. And it didn't work. So if you Oklahoma, you're gonna have to figure out a way to attack, Alabama and figure out a way to attack their DBs and being able not to put so much on John Mateer because you might get them banged up in this one, against that really aggressive Alabama defense. So I think for Oklahoma to have a chance, they need to get a special teams touchdown, early start, fast start to this game, and somehow try to affect Ty Simpson defensively. Now, look, they're more than capable. They got guys on that defensive line that's really good, right? You look at obviously Thomas this year with 6.5 sacks. They got guys on that defensive line that can affect Ty Simpson and make it tough and muddy things up. But at the same time, they're going to have to be able to find a little bit more from the running game if they want a chance to be able to control this game. Because Alabama, you give them a chance. They're a quick fire offense, right? They can get down the field quickly and make big plays. So it's going to be important. They kind of try to milk the clock some, control the game. That's not really Oklahoma's MO, which scares me a little bit, which is why I'm rolling with Alabama. Big victory. I think they beat Oklahoma 31-14. I just don't think Oklahoma has enough offensively. Stegner's been having a good year, but they don't have enough of a running game to keep the ball away from Alabama and make it tough for them. So I think Alabama rolls, man, and they go 7-0 SEC play, man. 8-1 on the season with only a couple games left. I'm going with the